Good evening and welcome to North Penn News. I'm Asher Laverty. For our first story tonight, North Penn School District enrollment continues to climb today. The 90th day enrollment shows North Penn to have a total of 12,520 students in the school district. Last year, the number of students at the 90th day of school was 12,053. North Penn opened schools in September with 12,513, showing only an increase of 7 new students since the beginning of the school year. The largest class is the first grade with 1,088 students. The largest elementary school is Bridle Path at 692 students. The total for the elementary schools is 7,244. The smallest class is a class of 1996 with 749 students. The total for the high school this year is 2,517, 199 more than last year at the 90th day of school.
The North Penn School Board has important choices to make in the next few months. One of the more pressing issues is how to deal with the increasing enrollment in the school district. In a special work session, the school board heard 2 possible options to accommodate growth in the North Penn School District. School Superintendent Dr. Bose presented a plan that placed an addition next to the gym of the current North Penn High School. At this point, the expansion would consist mostly of classrooms, science labs, and special education rooms. The cafeteria and kitchen area would be expanded by a total of 8,150 square feet to feed the increased amounts of students. Outside the classroom, traffic patterns would be addressed in the parking and driveway areas. 2 new playing fields and new tennis courts would be built on the former 4-H Club headquarters property. The estimated cost for this addition is around $15 million.
The school board heard another plan by Pembroke Middle School teacher John Fisher. His plan, known as the Brookfield Plan, would expand Pembroke and Penfield Middle Schools and reconfigure the current grade levels in order to meet rising enrollments. After the expansion, the grade levels would look like this. Elementary schools would house grades K through 6, middle schools would house grades 7 and 8, the junior high, or Penndale, would house grades 9 and 10, and the high school would house the district's tech prep students and 11th and 12th grades. The estimated cost of the option is around $15 million.
After much debate, the North Penn School Board decides to maintain middle school team teaching. At the February 6th work session, the board agreed to continue team teaching at North Penn Middle Schools for 7th and 8th grades. Dr. Juan Bond fielded questions regarding the academic and financial impact of this type of student scheduling. The district will be incorporating honors-level courses within the teaching framework. North Penn High School receives accreditation. Dr. Juan Bond received an official note from the chair of the Middle State Association of Colleges and Schools and the Commission on Secondary Schools. North Penn High School has been approved for continuance on the accredited membership until December 1999.
The state-mandated long-range planning is well underway. For 3 days in February, representatives from the community, area businesses, and the North Penn staff met to begin the long-range planning process. According to Acting Director of Long-Range Planning, Sandra Mangano, the meetings were very productive, and the participants worked diligently to reach consensus on several initial documents. 2 statements, a vision and mission statement, will form the basis for much of the planning ahead, planning which will be developed by action teams and many interested members of the community and district staff. Both statements are still considered working drafts and will not be finalized until the process has been completed in September. North Penn's vision statement, working draft. The vision of the North Penn School District is to inspire each student to reach his or her highest potential and become a responsible citizen in a changing society.
The blizzard of '96 and the winter that won't end has, of course, affected North Penn's school calendar. Due to snow closing, the North Penn School District will be in session on April 4th, 8th, and 23rd, and June 13th. The date for graduation will be announced in early April. Tune in to North Penn Television for up-to-date information on school closings and their subsequent make-up days.
The 5th and 6th grade students in the Gifted Resource Program at Culp and the 5th grade Gifted Resource students at Gwyn Nor recently built a bridge out of colorful Connects pieces. The bridge is 33½ feet long by 18½ inches wide. The project began as a collaboration between Gifted Resource teacher Joan Hurd and the Connects Company, which was looking for students to pilot a new unit being created on bridges. Connects donated the bridge unit and an additional 700 pieces. The students experimented with many designs, and after hours of work in class, during recess, after school, and at home, they created a design which would hold the weight of an adult.
In January, after a week without school due to the incredible weather, students returning to Walton Farms Elementary welcomed the challenge of a large-scale project. The 5th grade students were instructed to include the 5 W's of news articles: who, what, where, when, and why, as well as their memories of the blizzard of '96 in creating an illustrated book of 12 to 15 pages. Students had the opportunity to visit other classrooms and examine the works created by fellow students. 5th grade teachers Kurt Dole, Carol Lancaster, and Cass Workman coordinated this project.
In December, approximately 90 gifted students, under the instruction of Bob Reiter, spent a day hosting and participating in an official celebratory signing of the Constitution. Each guest and every Penndale student who visited the event became a new signer of the Constitution. And when the new Constitution Center is opened in Philadelphia, every signature signed at Penndale will be scanned into the center's computer and become a part of the larger celebratory signing.
Seminars are available to all students of North Penn High School. Counselors will be offering seminars to all students during their study hall periods, lunch periods, or after school on Monday and Thursdays. The seminars will be centered around topics such as interpretation of the PSAT and SAT, course selection, college planning, and financial aid resources and future plan centers. Students have the opportunity to select one or all seminars of their interest. By using this format, information can be given to the students without disrupting class time.
PSSA testing is here. Between February 12th and March 1st, North Penn High School juniors are participating in the state-mandated Pennsylvania State System of Assessment. Juniors will be tested on reading and math skills.
Mark your calendars for Thursday, March 14th. For North Penn's annual college fair, 125 colleges will be represented in the school cafeteria from 7 to 9. 2 additional programs will also be offered in the high school auditorium: the application process from 6:45 to 7:15, and financial aid from 8:45 to 9:15. To help speed up the process, it is suggested that you bring a stack of name and address labels to put on information cards for colleges. You'll be able to visit more tables and spend less time filling out your name and address over and over again.
More college and scholarship information. Students are encouraged to review the daily morning bulletin for scholarship information, listing eligibility, criteria, and deadlines. Seniors specifically are encouraged to consult with college personnel at the schools in which they plan to attend for various scholarship information. North Penn High School counselors are available to assist students with scholarship information as well. Attention North Penn High School juniors, the SAT 1 and SAT 2 will be offered on March 23rd, May 4th, and June 1st. Current juniors who are college-bound should be taking the SAT this spring. Pick up your application form in Mrs. Higgins in the transcript office.
Attention North Penn High School juniors. Get your physical. School nurse Sally Kaufman reminds parents that all juniors must have a physical exam in accordance with Pennsylvania law. Examinations may be conducted free of charge by the school physician or at the family's expense by a private medical doctor. If the family physician is used, the examination must be documented on a private physician's report form, which is available in the North Penn High School Health Suite. Because strict enforcement of Act 414 is required by the Pennsylvania Department of Education, students who fail to comply during the junior year are prevented from entering the 12th grade in September until the exam is completed. For more information, call Mrs. Kaufman at 368-9800, extension 103.
In February, over 200 technical career students competed in the District Vocational Industrial Clubs of America Skills Championship. North Montco students earned 5 gold, 7 silver, and 7 bronze medals. 6 of the medals were won by North Penn students. VICA is a national vocational student organization which motivates students to excel through activities in professional development, school and community service, leadership skills, and social activities.
North Penn High School award-winning thespian troupe captures new accolades. The thespian troupe won 2 first-place awards and a second-place award at the Pennsylvania State Thespian Conference, qualifying 4 students for the International Thespian Conference. Faculty sponsor, Cynthia Loudon, entered 14 theater students into the pentathlon competition events, with 31 other high schools and more than 700 students. The events were held at the Butler High School near Pittsburgh. North Penn High School thespians won first place and an invitation to the International Thespian Conference in the duet acting category with seniors Jeff Bance and Kevin Cook, portraying Reverend Hale and Governor Danforth from the high school fall production of The Crucible. A first-place award was captured in the improvisation category, which included Jeff Bance, Steve Bassman, Matt Dice, and Eva DeVirgilis. A second-place award was captured in the pantomime category by Sam Castle and Patty Spellman. The Thespians also scored second place statewide with other 7 members of the troupe, with high scores in costume building and scene change categories. Seniors Jeff Bance and Robbie Vanek won $100 theater scholarships for college. Bance was also inducted into the Pennsylvania State Thespian Hall of Fame. Wow.
Tickle and Stone Soup, 2 children's plays, were presented here at the high school on February 17th. They were put on by the North Penn Thespian Troupe and were directed by students. Seniors Dan Floor and Rob Fournier directed Tickle, and senior Jeff Bance and junior Steve Bassman directed Stone Soup. The shows proved to be a belly full of laughs.
Cast of North Penn High School Theater's musical production Oklahoma has been announced. Cynthia Loudon, director of the Oklahoma production, has announced the major roles for the play. Playing the romantic lead couple will be Robbie Vanek as Will and Elizabeth Cromwell as Laurie. Jeff Bance will play Will, and Tiffany Baldwin the fun character Adu Annie. Eva DeVirgilis will be Ann Eller, and Rob Fournier will play the somber Judd, as well as Ashley Laverty, who will be portraying Ali Hakim, the traveling salesman. Matt Dice, Bob Lesneski, and Heather Rogers also all have major roles. A total of 57 actors and actresses will be a part of the show. Miss Loudon said over 100 students auditioned. Oklahoma will be performed on May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
A school-sponsored event that goes from 1 to 6 in the morning, dancing with live entertainment, refreshments served throughout the night, and a breakfast in the morning? What could this event possibly be? Why, it's the 1996 post-prom party, to be held on May 17th at the High Point Athletic Club. North Penn High School seniors and their guests are invited to the prom party, whether or not they attend the prom itself. Students will have the use of the entire facility, which includes swimming, basketball, tennis, racquetball, and volleyball. The post-prom committee are pleased that their efforts have been rewarded by a grant from Senator Edwin Hall and a successful fall centerpiece sale. The party will be a night to remember.
The Penn Brook Middle School Jazz Ensemble recently returned from an exciting performance in Atlanta, Georgia. The jazz ensemble, under the direction of Peter New, was elected to perform at the International Association of Jazz Educators Convention in Atlanta in January. Pembroke students performed with a guest trumpet soloist, Mike Vax, who is a former trumpeter with the Stan Keaton Orchestra, and several others. The 23rd annual IAJE conference featured workshops, lectures, industry showcases, and performances from jazz artists. Pembroke is the only middle school jazz ensemble invited to perform at the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association State Convention, to be held in April.
North Penn High School seniors Katie Friedinger and Jesse Bernstein have recently been honored for their excellence in writing by the National Council of Teachers of English. Beth McPeak, their 11th grade honors English teacher, submitted samples of their writing. The Achievement Awards in Writing are part of an annual event, and because of their recognition, Katie and Jesse will have their names included in a booklet designed to recommend talented writers for college scholarships. The booklet will be sent to the directors of admissions at 3,000 colleges across the country.
In North Penn High School sports, in a game on January 31st, Kevin Biagas became the first boys player in the 40-year history of the Knights to score 1,000 points. He ended up with 20 points total as he led his team to a 62-48 victory over Abington. On Friday, February 16th, the 4th-seeded Knights beat Chichester 74-53 in the first round of the District 1 Class Quad A playoffs. The Knights picked up a historic win by beating the Galloping Ghosts from Abington 67-54 in the second round of the District 1 Class Quad A playoffs. It increased the Knights' home record to 13-0, and it marked the first time the Knights have gone beyond the second round in the district playoffs. The Knights will play Plymouth Whitemarsh on either Friday or Saturday of this coming week.
Jennifer Hauser recently became the second maiden in North Penn history to score 1,000 points. She did so in a victory against Neshaminy on January 5th. She joins graduate Ebiho Ahanke in the elite 1,000-point club. After receiving a bye in the first round of the District 1 Class Quad A playoffs, the second-seeded maidens were ready to play last night, and play they did. They handed Neshaminy a 70-43 loss. Jess Kuzma led the way for North Penn with 13 points and 13 rebounds. In the third round, the maidens will play the winners of the Plymouth Whitemarsh Westchester East game, which will be played tonight.
Senior former wrestler Tom Radisoni recently achieved his 100th victory in wrestling at the PIAA sectional tournament. He joined such graduates such as Dan and Matt Finaccio and Chris Kortnick in the Elite 100 Victory Club.
In a recent diving meet against Penn, sophomore Steve Bonner broke a 19-year diving record and scored a 295.05 in winning the diving competition. He surpasses the mark set by Mike Garrity of 293.40 in 1977. It helped propel the Knights to a 146-38 victory over the Rams.
The North Penn boys and girls bowling teams both finished their seasons with wins and winning records. The Maidens won the team title, finishing with a 35-5 record. In team standings, the Knights finished third. Overall, on the season, the boys finished with a 21-19. The Knights showed great improvement after opening the season 1-15 after the first 4 matches. Blaine Wall captured the Suburban 1 League Boys Bowling individual title. Wall finished with a 645 overall series. Teammate Jason Cosman finished 5th overall with a 575 series. Maiden Brienne Singer led the team with a 535 overall. Kathy Norsworthy also finished with high scores. She bowled a 521 series overall.
John Kemp's hat trick helped the North Penn Ice Hockey Club in their 4-0 win over Penn at the Face-Off Arena in Warminster. The Knights scored a goal in each of the first 2 periods. North Penn added 2 goals in the 3rd period. Dave Woodbury scored another goal for the Knights.
That's it for this edition of North Penn News. For North Penn Television, I'm Tricia Williams.
And I'm Asher Laverty. Good night.
Hello and welcome to another North Penn Science Break. My name is Joe Maglotti and I'm a volunteer with the Merck Institute for Science Education. Today we'll be talking about rockets and how do they work. If you're like me, I'm an avid model rocket fan and I like to launch them outside. But sometimes it's not too good outside to launch them, so I like to launch them inside. Today we'll be launching a rocket and showing you how to do that. What you'll need is an effervescent tablet, a Fuji film canister, and a paper rocket that you'll be able to make. Make the rocket by taking a film canister and wrapping a piece of paper around it till it's very tight. Then take some tape and seal the rocket tube so it doesn't fall apart. You can make the fins by cutting out piece of paper like this. It looks like a triangle with about a 1-inch flat piece in the middle, and then bending it so it looks like this. Take your fins and tape them onto the rocket as such, one on each side. When you end up with your rocket, it will look like this. Put a paper nose cone on also to finish it off. To launch our rocket, take the film canister and add some water until it fills about halfway up. Then, take an effervescent tablet that's been broken into 4 pieces. Take 2 of the pieces and add them to the film canister. Put the top on and put it inside your rocket.
10, 9, 8,
and wait for it to
7,
launch.
Ignition sequence started. All engines are started. We have ignition. 2, 1, 0. We have a liftoff. We have a lift.
There, how's that? Pretty neat. You can do this many times. Let's try it again.
We have a liftoff, and it's lighting up the area. It's just like daylight here at Kennedy Space Center as the Saturn V 5 is moving off the pad. It has now cleared the tower.
Missed. I hope you enjoy doing this at home. Remember, get an adult to help you, especially when you're working with tablets and film canisters that are really exploding. Rockets work in the very same principle, something that Sir Isaac Newton discovered in the 17th century. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. What we had today was the cap from the film canister blowing off in one direction and the rocket taking off in the other direction. That's science, and I'm Joe McGlotty for North Penn Television.
Do you enjoy listening to the sweet, soulful sounds of an alto saxophone wailing away, or the rhythmic beats of a piano and drum duet? If so, you'll want to check out the annual Night of Jazz at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, March the 1st. Band director Ted Heller will MC, and the proceeds will benefit North Penn High School's music program. Performing an exhibition will be the North Penn Jazz Band, North Penn Lab Band, Penfield Middle School Jazz Band, and the Pembroke Middle School Jazz Band. The North Penn Ambassadors, a vocal jazz ensemble, will also perform. They will compete against bands from Souderton, Methacton, Springford, Wissahickon, Penridge, Bensalem, Haverford, Harry S. Truman, and North Catholic. Tickets are available through any jazz band member. Advanced ticket prices are $3.50 a student and $4.50 per adult. Advanced tickets will be available in the North Penn High School lobby on Thursday, February 29th from 8 to 9 p.m. Door prices will also be $4 a student and $5 an adult. North Penn gold and silver cards will be honored.